Hi, I get a lot of questions on how I get such crazy rainbow colors on my armor, especially the blues. And the short answer is autism, but you probably want a more in-depth explanation than that, and instructions on how to do it yourself. So essentially what's going on is, it's a form of heat tinting, and it's the same process as tempering by eye. So historically, before we had scientific ways of measuring the temperature of a piece of steel we're heating up, or tempering, and before we had, temperature controlled kilns and stuff to heat treat material, one of the ways you could tell what temperature you're getting steel at is by the color that it turns. Now, you may have seen this if you've seen a car exhaust or a polished pan overheat. It starts to get a bunch of rainbow colors running through it. It's the same thing. And so this same process is used for tinting armor. Now, it has a practical application, as in you can see to what temperature your armor has been tempered at. But I'm working with mild steel, so this is purely a cosmetic thing. And it is done historically. There's a bunch of evidence for a bunch of different colors that armor was heat tinted to. Not so much the crazy wild multi-spectrum finish that I do. But essentially, what you want to do is try and heat up your piece of material after you've polished it to the desired level of polish. And you want to heat it up really slowly. The slower you can do it, the better, because that gives you a more even color. So it works better in something like an oven, a tempering oven, but if you've got a gas hot plate, that works good too, because it heats a wider area. But you can do a blowtorch by moving it back and forth. So want to heat up a large area to make sure we try and get the temperature nice and even. See, when there is story starting to go a bit purple. So we're starting to get a little bit light on those bits. They're overheating a little bit, so I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to start working on the other side, let that cool down a bit, and then I'm going to come back and try and heat up these bits that are not quite up the temperature yet. Sometimes when you turn the heat off, it can continue to change a little bit. You don't want to overdo it, because then you start getting back into the lighter blues. It's not as small of a flame as you can get away with. There we go. A nice purpled and violet plate. Now, it'd be a bit better if it was completely even, but I have got examples of uneven tempering that still survive to this day. So yeah, just gotta do them all. And I hope that was helpful to some people, and I hope to see a lot more brightly coloured armors out there. Just polish is getting a bit boring. Right, see ya. And be warned, these are going to get crazy hot, and they're going to stay hot a lot longer than you might expect. So you're going to need a nice safe place for them to cool. And yeah, once they've cooled down enough, give them a nice coat of wax. I'm experimenting with using paraffin wax. Yeah, want to get a nice protective coat on that to stop any rust forming.